Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warned that Russia is preparing to deploy a significant number of troops to Belarus, which could be used for an invasion of a NATO country. He made the remarks in an interview with The Economist, published on February the 12th. No one understands what war is until it comes to your home. I don't want to scare anyone, but it will come, Zelensky said. As the world is slowly stopping Russian President Vladimir Putin today, slowly, too slowly, it will come, and that's a fact. Citing Ukrainian intelligence, Zelensky said Putin is forming 10 to 15 divisions, totaling about 100,000 troops, to be sent to Belarus for military exercises, just as they were in the lead-up to Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. He, Putin, will tell you that this is training, exercises near the border of Ukraine, as it was before. But believe me, this is the preparation of a bridgehead for offensive actions, Zelensky said. Who told you that he will go to Ukraine? Who told you that he won't go to Lithuania, to Poland? It may be that while we are still standing, he is preparing a bridgehead for a large number of troops and simply takes this bridgehead and goes in a different direction. He goes to Poland, goes to Lithuania and occupies them. Why doesn't anyone think that will happen? He added, since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, NATO countries have been bracing for potential aggression from the Kremlin. Some European leaders believe an attack in the coming years is a real possibility. Russia could pose a direct military threat to NATO countries approximately 5 years after the end or freezing of the war in Ukraine, according to the report Forecast 2024, published by the Danish Foreign and Military Intelligence Service. In the document, the department assessed the military threat from the Russian Federation to the Danish United Kingdom, which in addition to Denmark includes Greenland and the Faroe Islands. Danish intelligence came to the conclusion that there is currently no threat from Russia, but it may increase in the coming years. The agency believes that Russia is preparing for a potential confrontation with NATO. This does not mean that a decision has been made to start such a war, but Russia is arming itself and building up its capabilities to make such a decision, the report said. In January, the German tabloid Bild reported that Germany's defense ministry was considering a scenario in which Russia could strike NATO's eastern flank in 2025. The Kremlin dismissed the report as fake news. Russian army officers are systematically coercing draftees who have been fighting since 2022 to sign professional contracts with the defense ministry, according to a new investigation from Vestka Media, citing dozens of soldiers in different units now deployed in Ukraine, soldiers' wives, and numerous discussions in Telegram chat groups. Men who refuse to enlist with the military as contract soldiers are threatened with reassignment to assault units where they're likely to die in combat. Draftees often have just a few hours to decide. Those who don't sign are either immediately sent to the assault units or they're stripped of their position and sent God knows where. One source told Vestka Media. Russian army officers are reportedly forcing contract service on draftees wherever they can find them, from mobilized soldiers in rear support roles to men in convalescent regiments recovering from surgery after being wounded. Whether a soldier is offered a contract in a humane way without threats or pressured with intimidation until they sign depends on the commander, according to servicemen and their relatives. They offered it to our guys too, saying there would be more money, but all 15 refused, the wife of one mobilized soldier told Vestka. Either way, you'll end up in the assault units if the commander doesn't like you, regardless of your official status. And a contract? That's a pit you'll never crawl out of. Russia's military has several reasons for forcing mobilized soldiers to sign service contracts. For starters, there's a shortage of experienced personnel. Most draftees have been on the front for more than 2 years, while new contract soldiers, according to one serviceman, are completely green. They haven't even gone through conscript service, or their health is so bad they can't march 3 kilometers. Contract soldiers like that don't strengthen the army. Officers are also reluctant to take volunteers recruited from prisons and pre-trial detention centers. Many remain in training units for months because no one wants to share a trench with those people. Second, the drive to sign draftees to contracts is born of fears that Russia's military will hemorrhage soldiers once combat operations end in Ukraine. Most mobilized soldiers will almost certainly return home after President Putin revokes his mobilization order, but contract soldiers will be required to remain in uniform until their contracts expire. there shouldn't be anyone without a contract on the line of contact at all. The only logical explanation is that they're planning a freeze along a front and possibly some kind of demobilization. You've got to ensure that it sends home the minimum number of people, a soldier in one of the Defense Ministry's special units told Verstka. Third, according to Verstka's sources, the military hopes to avert social unrest by locking disgruntled draftees into contracts that limit their freedom to write and talk about their frustrations with the indefinite nature of their deployment. The tension itself doesn't go away because contracts without expiration dates are just another form of subjugation. But from a formal standpoint, the authorities can say, hey, he signed a contract. What could his problems possibly be? From where the bureaucrats are sitting, it doesn't matter if he signed voluntarily or under pressure, a source told Verstka.
The Ukrainian Air Forces have carried out an airstrike on a Russian base in the Kursk region of Russia, Ukrainian military headquarters reported. As a result of the precise strike, the base of one of the units of the 28th Battalion under the 60th Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces, located near the village of Yelizavetovka in Kursk region, was blown up and destroyed. The servicemen in the area were killed. The base was mainly used to send drones and carry out strikes on the territory of the Sumy region of Ukraine.